Yeah, I wish you forgive me for living like this. Wish you forgive me for living like this. Yeah, I wish. Reach for the stars if I miss me catch a cloud. Mommy said the money no matter, you make me proud. Yeah, me have the Glock chip, my badness loud. I got stuck on the matter, you know my chopstick loud. Stay true to myself.
What's up, people? Have you been stuck inside for a little while? Not seeing the sun? When was the last time you went on an adventure? Picture this. A young entrepreneur going through a bit of a hard time in his business. The pressure's getting a bit too much, the stress is there, he doesn't really know what to do, he doesn't know where to turn, and questions like, why am I doing this? Is the juice really worth the squeeze? Is this really worth it? Questions like this are popping into his head, and he doesn't know what the answer is. So he decides to do something a little bit out of the box. He decides to book a flight for next week and just go on a short holiday. But he doesn't know that this short holiday would be one of the greatest adventures that he's ever been on. And he doesn't know that this holiday is going to rejuvenate him to a point where his business actually doubles once he comes back. So he decides and books the flights. A week later, he's preparing, he's ready to wake up early, he goes to bed, and you know what happens? He wakes up late. He drives 5 hours just to miss his flight. So again, the same questions. What am I doing here? Should I just turn around and go back and do some more work? But something tells him, no, book another flight. Doesn't matter how expensive it is. Just book another flight and just go. And that's what he does. He books another flight for an hour later, and he goes. He embarks on this 7-day adventure which will change his perspective to life forever. This young entrepreneur was me. And that happened a year ago when I took my first solo trip out of the country. I decided to just pack my bags and go away. It was a well-needed change of atmosphere. And I'm very glad I did that because things changed dramatically after I came back. You know, too many people get stuck in ruts. Too many people don't really know there's practical steps you can take to actually get out of your head, get out of your environment for a little while. And it doesn't have to be costly. There are so many things you can do just to change your environment, just to say yes to something that's a little bit out of the box, that will actually change the way you're thinking forever. It might even change the way you act forever. You're going to learn new things. And taking adventures, getting out of your city, getting out of your town, just going away somewhere, man. It does so much for your mental health. It does so much for the type of person you are. It's absolutely an essential part of your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. It's absolutely essential to take risks, to embark on journeys which they might even be scary, but you have to do them. You have to do them because when you get stuck in one place, the scenery gets a bit too similar all the time. You see the same thing every single day and you start losing presence in the moment. You start just driving, just going around on your journey on autopilot. And that's not good for life. You have to escape the fear of letting go and just seeing where life will take you. Even if it's just for a few days, even if it's just for a few hours. You don't know what these few hours are going to do for you. And don't get me wrong, that fear hits me as well. But it's a step, it's an action step we all need to take. Because it changes lives. I don't want you guys to forget that humanity is entirely built on our ancestors taking risks, going on journeys and exploring new land. The reason humanity has took over the entire planet and there is humans on every continent, on pretty much every island, it's because we've explored it and we've found new places. We've gone on these adventures, even if there was fear. But they've gone on these adventures to explore new lands, to see what's out there. The world's out there for the taking, and we need to go and take it. So you may be asking yourself, what does going on adventure do for you? What will it do for me? Well, let me tell you. the first thing it will do for you is it will clear your mind, and it's going to give you a new perspective to life. Clearing your mind and getting away from the current stresses of work, of your job, of your friends, of your family, it actually resets your brain. It puts you in a different state of mind. If you're able to detach from your day-to-day journey, from your day-to-day life, from the same stresses that you see every single day, from the same moaning boss that you get into work with every single day, from all the same miserable people that are all around you while you're at work, telling their bad stories, telling their miserable days, how they're not happy about the rain, how they're not happy about where they're living, how they're not happy about the job, how they're not happy with the money there is. All this stress just compounds in your head constantly, and you need to get away from it. And once a year does not work. It's not enough. It is not enough. You need to be going on an adventure at least once a week, once every 2 weeks minimum, just to keep yourself grounded, just to keep yourself being able to look at your situation for a different perspective. This will also give you stories. This will give you a vibrant life, which, imagine that when you're 80, you want to have some stories. You want to have some story of how you took the train randomly and you went to this cafe and you met this guy and he lives 6-7 hours away and you actually became really good friends. You spoke every week. Your grandchildren are asking you, but why did you decide to do that? And then you teach them the importance of adventure. You teach them the importance of just letting go, taking a train, taking a bus, going anywhere. Imagine you take a train, you go to a hotel for a night, you end up meeting your future wife there, you end up meeting your best friend, you end up meeting your best man for your wedding. How crazy is that? That you would have never met these people unless you embarked on that adventure. How crazy is it that you've probably got a park that you've never seen in your city? You've got a park just out of your city where you've never seen, where just going on there and breathing in the nature will reset your brain, where you can go take your shoes off and step on clear earth, untouched by humans. It will ground you. It is going to bring you one step closer to Mother Nature. It's going to do so good for you. Another thing this will do is it will get you out of your comfort zone. And remember, once you step out of your comfort zone, your personality expands. This is why people talk about cold showers a lot. And I'm going to do a video on cold showers as well. What it does for you. Because getting out of your comfort zone and doing something difficult for you expands your personality. It makes you a better person. Makes you a person with stories. Imagine how crazy it is, how amazing it would be for you to get back from your few adventures over the past 3-4 months, and you get together with a dinner and you've got all these vibrant stories to tell. I went to this place, I went to this hotel, we climbed this mountain, we went up this hill, we swam in this lake, and it was freezing cold, and this fish touched my foot, and it was weird, and it was exciting, and it was scary, but it could have been a shark in a lake. But you never know. You never know what's going to happen, because you never took the actual step to get out of your comfort zone and just do something. Right now you're probably wondering, but how, but what, but it's so expensive, but you've got 1,000 limiting beliefs popping into your mind. I know it. I'm 100% sure. I'm 100% sure right now you're asking yourself, well, you're asking me, but Chico, I haven't got enough money. But Chico, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if that random person speaks to me? But Chico, I'm scared and weak, and I want to stay at home and be in my bed and watch my Netflix. No, you need to destroy these limiting beliefs. You need to get out and see the world and explore. I bet all of you are talking about, oh, I want to travel to this country, I want to travel to that. But you haven't even seen the park in your own city, and you're talking about traveling outside of the country. You're so weak that you can't even go out, walk for 15 minutes, explore a park that's right next to your house that you've never seen before, but you want to go to a random country outside. Take the first step and go on a small adventure. Take a few hours. Go for a walk. to a place you've never seen before. Speak to some people you've never spoke before. Gather some stories and become a more vibrant individual. Become more confident in yourself. Become more confident in your ability to see the world for what it really is. Don't just sit in your room and watch Netflix and live through other people's lives, because that's what we're doing. That's what we do. When we sit there and watch Netflix all day long, what do? We imagine that we're that person. We imagine that we're James Bond and we're going through this adventure. Why don't you turn yourself into James Bond and go on an adventure yourself? You never know what's going to happen. You might have a dog chase you and you need to run away, and exciting shit happens. Get your heart rate up. So that's your starting step. If one of your limiting beliefs is that you don't have any money, that's gone right away. Because what you can do is you can go on your phone right now, Google parks in my city, go to one of the parks that you've never been before. I guarantee there's one, at least one, even if it's a small dog park. Go to it, walk there if you have to, even if it takes you an hour to walk. Explore the park, speak to a couple of the people down there, sit down, enjoy the sun, take your shoes off, take your socks off, and put your feet to the grass and see how rejuvenated you feel when you come back today. Step 2, you've got a little bit of money. You've got 10, 20, 30 quid to spend. Go on your local train app or on your local train website and just see what trains there are to cities you've never been before. Could be 10 minutes away, could be 20 minutes away, could be an hour away, could be 3 hours away. Doesn't matter. It will most likely cost you less than 20 quid for a return ticket to go there and back. So that's 20 quid for your train, £5 for your coffee. Take the train, go to this new city, take a half an hour to an hour walk, find yourself a nice hotel, a nice bar, a nice cafe, sit in there, be present, and have a nice cup of coffee. Speak to a couple of the people in there, enjoy your day, and come back. That's what I did yesterday. I didn't take a train, but I drove. I drove to a nearby city. Late in the evening, drove to a nearby city, took my laptop with me, I did some work, sat in the cafe, spoke to a couple of police officers, spoke to the people at the till, spoke to a girl that was sat there also doing her work on a laptop, and just enjoyed life. Took me 2 hours of commuting, but you know what? I felt rejuvenated when I came back. Today I woke up with zest. I woke up with some motivation to conquer the day. It's a beautiful day, no matter if it's raining, no matter if it's sunny, cold, or whatever it is. It's always a beautiful day and there's always something you can do out there. Next step, you got a little bit more money. You got 100, 200, 300 pound. Go on Skyscanner, which I'm going to link down below for you, and type in the location, explore everywhere. And it will show you tickets to places which you've never been before. So even if you've been there, there's places you've never been before. And actually, they're very, very cheap. You can right now, I think for next month, for June, you can go to Italy, Croatia, and places like that for about £70 return tickets. That's nothing. That's actually nothing. £70, you can probably find an Airbnb really cheap for another £60, £70. That's £140 to go out and stay in a different country for 7 days. The rest, don't worry about. Don't worry about how you're going to get from the airport to the hotel. Don't worry about what you're going to do when you go there. Don't worry about what you're going to eat. Don't worry about it. You will figure all this out. That's exactly what I did last year. The story from the beginning of the video was me taking a flight to Spain. About half an hour to an hour away, I think, from the city was the airport. I booked a bare minimum Airbnb. Bed and internet, that's all I needed because I was outside all day long. I didn't even have a plan of how to get from the airport to the city. I said, you know what, I'm going to figure it out. If I need to use Google Translate or write down a message on a piece of paper and find somebody who speaks English, it's a part of the adventure. That's exactly what happened. I went and spoke to 5 drivers. I could barely knew 5 words in Spanish back then. I love Spanish. I'm learning the language slowly, but I barely knew 5 words in Spanish. And all I learned while I was in the airport is habla inglés, habla inglés. And I just went around asking 10 to 15, asking 10 taxi drivers, do you speak English? Until one of them said, poco. He didn't even know how to say a little bit. But you know what? That's a part of the adventure. It was a beautiful moment that I went and just enjoyed myself. I went and I didn't have a plan. The plan came to me. Speak to 5-10 drivers, find one that speaks barely English, have a small conversation using Google's Translate on your phone. Nowadays there's Roman, so you're not even actually that lost. Just take the leap, take the step, take a train, take a walk, take a bus, take a flight. You never know where life is going to lead you. When I came back from my journey, I was so rejuvenated. Like I said at the start, I pretty much doubled my business when I came back because I was ready to conquer it. I had been on this amazing adventure, and I had zest inside my heart, inside my body, to go out and smash it. We completed 3-4 jobs in a month, absolutely smashed it out. Business doubled. We've been doing really well since then. That was a year ago. And you need to go on these adventures. I've recently, in the past month, I've been on two or three. And just nearby cities. I drove 6.5 hours with 2 guys I never even knew to go and climb a mountain with 30 other guys I've never met in my life, I've never talked to. And it was one of the best experiences of my life. A video on that coming soon. So just take this video as a sign to take the leap, take the step. Don't listen to your brain. Just get out, put some clothes on, get a jacket, get a bag, get a book. Just go. Just go, explore. Take the Yes Theory pill. Have a look at their channel. They're absolutely amazing. I'm going to link that down below as well. And go and explore. Get out of your comfort zone. And remember, keep hustling, my friends.